How to balance work, family, and fitness. How do you make sure that your work-life balance remains in check? These are questions I get asked very often, and that's why I decided to create an episode, share with you my opinion on that matter, and tell you what I do to keep my life balanced. Now, everything I'm going to say here is just my personal opinion. You might agree with me or you don't, and if that's the case, then that's fine too. The reason why I bring up this topic is because I believe many people struggle finding balance. I read about it on social media, especially from people who work a lot, who might have a family, kids, a partner, whatever, who have a social life, they want to catch up with their friends as well, obviously, and then unfortunately, they don't have enough time for fitness. And as an online fitness coach, I hear that on a regular basis. They say, Martin, look, I have a family. Martin, I have a business. I have so many responsibilities. I am so busy. I cannot find time for fitness. And what happens then is very unfortunate. Obviously, if you neglect your fitness, you gain weight. This leads to lower self-worth, you have poor stress management, you're not happy with yourself, you have poor energy levels, and that leads to this downward spiral, which we don't want. This brings us to the question, how can we prevent that? What can we do to keep our life balanced? And my first thought on that is, what is balance in the first place? I don't know. Everyone speaks about balance. I read so many social media posts, but I still don't know what balance actually is. If I think of a scale, that would mean on both sides is as much weight. That would mean, because we're speaking here about work, family and fitness, that would mean 33%, 33%, but I don't know. Do you really want to spend 33% in the gym doing exercising? Do you want to spend only 30% for your business? It doesn't make sense, does it? The problem is really there is no definition of balance. And how do you want to know whether you're balanced or not if you don't even know what balance really is? How can you say someone is not balanced if there's no definition for it? If I would ask my mom what a perfectly balanced life is, she would probably come up with a different answer than when I would ask my coworker. Or if I would ask my mother-in-law, she would give another answer than Bill Gates, for sure. I'm pretty sure. Now, with that being said, a balance is different for everyone, and we just have to keep that in mind, right? Second thought on that is that life comes in phases. Life is not linear, where just everything goes, linear, but it's more like a up and down, like a roller coaster. And there is certain phases in life when you prioritize certain areas over other ones. For example, when I got father, obviously my daughter would be priority number one, right? I wanted to be there. It was in Brazil. I wanted to be there for my daughter. I wanted to support Gabriela, my fiance, and my fitness obviously suffered a little bit. My sleep suffered a lot, and the time I could spend in the gym was lower than usual. I didn't give it up, not at all, but it suffered a little bit. The same when I decided to make gym performance a real business, to scale it up. It took a lot of my time, and that would mean I could not work out that often. That would mean I could not spend so much time with my family as usual. And then there is phases in life when maybe, I don't know, when is a beach vacation is ahead, or when I had a photo shoot, when I would spend more time in the gym, I would do more cardio, and so it had another priority than other things. See, up and down. Life comes in phases. And so depending on what phase you're in, this 33% doesn't make sense at all. Not at all. Besides, there is not a single entrepreneur, at least that I'm aware, there's not a single entrepreneur who said they built a multi-million-dollar business and then they would also have perfect balance. They would still spend 3 hours a day with their family and they would spend 2 hours a day in the gym. I've never heard of that, such a thing, right? Such a person. I also never heard of a world-class athlete who didn't say they would spend all their energy and time into training. Because honestly, this is what is required, right? You cannot just do things half-heartedly and do a little bit of work and then expect great results. Doesn't happen, right? So this entire concept of balance doesn't really exist. And this brings me to the third point. The perfect balance doesn't exist because, well, there's no definition of balance, and B, because life comes in phases. And depending on where you're at in your life, it's okay to prioritize certain aspects over others. Now, the key to all of that, in my opinion, the key of that is to never completely neglect a specific part completely. Not work, not family, not fitness. As I said earlier, many people, when life gets hectic, they put fitness on the back burner, they stop going to the gym, they start eating crap, they just neglect their fitness, which doesn't really make sense because, like, as I always say, and my entire message is you can only be a good leader, a good partner, a good dad when you're okay with yourself. If you look after yourself, if you feel good, if you feel energized, then you are the best person to all the people around you, right? Now, if you would have a lot of things going on at work, would you tell your wife that she should disappear from your life until you have like time again for her? I don't think so. I don't think any father out there would tell their children, listen, a project came up and it requires a lot of time. It's a little bit hectic, so maybe we speak again in February, right? Like in 2 months' time or whatnot. No, that's silly. It's absolutely silly, right? But this is exactly what people do to fitness and their health. They just stop doing it completely, and then 1 week later they start doing it again, and then 1 month off, and then 3 months later they come. It just doesn't make sense. It's like the yo-yo effect, right? Where the all or nothing effect, really, black and white thinking. They think that fitness is like, I'm all in, I'm doing all the exercises, I'm on point with my diet, and then if I have a lot of things going on, then it's off diet and I no longer need to work out. I don't know, doesn't make sense. So here's my tip. What I suggest you doing is obviously continual planning, reflecting, see in what areas you might fall behind, where you need to improve on. And I do that with journaling, and for that I use the High Performance Body Journal. This is a journal I created myself, and then I set weekly goals once a week. Usually that's Sunday, and yeah, let me introduce you this entire framework. So once a week, what I do, I write down my goals for the week. Now, how I structure this list is rather simple. First, I write down fitness and health as a headline. Then I write down family as a headline. And then I write down business as a headline. Then for each of those categories, I write down specific things I want to achieve this week. And this could be, I want to create a podcast episode in business. This could be I want to onboard the new client. This could be I want to create a post on social media 5 times a week. Then I go, okay, fitness and health. I want to hit the gym 5 times a week. I want to hit 10,000 steps every single day. Then I go to family and say, okay, I want to spend at least 1 hour with my daughter every single day. I want to take my family to the restaurant, and I write down 5 to 10 things for each of those sections every single week. All right. Once that is done, I put that here onto my desk, just right in front of me. I have my notepad, and maybe once a day, sometimes a few times a day, I check where I'm at, just to reflect on that and see, okay, what is due? What should I prioritize this week? So that not at the end of the week, I can tick off all the business goals, but families are still open and fitness are still open. No. I check them all the time and see, I haven't gotten to the restaurant. So, hey, Gabriela, do you have time today? Let's go to this restaurant. I saw that here in Phuket. Very nice. Let's go there this evening. I am free at 7 p.m. And he said, yeah, let's do it. Cool. And then I can take this off too, right? The same with my daily walk. I mean, this is something that I routined for myself. So every single morning I go for a walk, and sometimes I have to go again later the day to get my 10,000 steps in. The same for business, just like a quick look. Because guys, how easy is it to get distracted with other things? How easy is it to set goals for the week and then not do it because something else came up or because you just got distracted? It happens so often, and just having this list next to you where you can see it all the time, it's just a reminder of what you actually need to do, right? So I highly encourage you to do that. And this way you don't neglect a specific thing in your life, right? This way I really make sure that I give all these areas enough attention to stay balanced, right? Now, obviously, you can do this list with even more categories. You can also write down finances. You could write down, fun activities. You could write down whatever you want, really, right? Whatever you want. Just make sure that you have like at least 3 categories. Like again, work, family, and fitness and health. And then for each of those things, this is minimum that you write down goals. And then you check all the time, okay, am I on track? What do I need to improve on? What things do I need to do? And this way, hopefully at the end of the week, you can check. Because okay, for fitness, I've done that. For my family, I've spent a lot of time with them, took them to a restaurant. We went to this park and I did my 10,000 steps. I went to the gym 5 times. And this way, I think you can create really balanced life. Again, I don't like this word because what is a balanced life? But I think you get the idea. What I have to say also, sometimes the list under business goals is much bigger than family. This is exactly when I prioritize my business, when I want to scale it up, when I implement a new system. Sometimes fitness and health is bigger, sometimes family is bigger. That's okay. That's totally fine. The key, once again, the key is to never neglect one part completely. There's not a single week where I don't have a single goal in a particular area. And I've been doing this for about 4 years now, every single week, without ever missing. And there was not a single time when the list was empty. So I would say it's working pretty well, and I would encourage you to do that as well. It's really effective. It's also good because it makes you think about your goals. It makes you think of what you want to achieve in life, and it reminds you of where you want to go. So super powerful. And with that being said, I'm now interested in your opinion. What do you do to stay balanced? What is your number 1 tip? If you agree with me or if you disagree, I want to know your opinion on that. Feel free to share it in the comment section or send me an email or a DM on Instagram, on LinkedIn or wherever. I'm curious to know what your take is on that. Also, if you like my content, leave a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and with that being said, see you in the next one.